Okay, we get back into how this all starts off for your day here, holding on right now to a winter weather advisory that's in play. You're going to see that kick in all the way for now, all the way to the noon hour. This is all the way holding on to portions of you got Adams, you got Juneau, you got Monroe as well as Jackson County. In that, you notice La Crosse is not in that as well. That's unfortunate. Neither is Eau Claire, believe it or not, because this system is pushing everything out to the northeast and out of the region here. And as that does, well, it limits our activity. But right now, we still hold on to a wintry mix turning to a morning snow, giving way to this early morning. We'll keep an eye on this. Why? Because you can still see some of this moisture could come back and wrap around as we get back into it as well, come back around here and be pulled into this and bring more snow into our region. But you're seeing most of that snow now is not kicking outside of the region now, outside the belt, and then giving way into areas by Black River Falls with a mix of rain and snow there. Eventually, Sparta was holding on to that. Now they're in rainfall, continuing in for La Crosse, going all the way from now from La Crosse, going through Monroe County, and then pushing it all the way out to areas by Jackson County. And out of that, you can see now drier conditions down to the south as well. And as that continues on, the system is almost pushing everything out. But don't count your eggs too much before they hatch here, because why? We could see more of that rainfall get pulled back in and work its way back into our region. Holding on to lows this early morning, 30s. So it's more like we've talked about now. It's all about black ice that could be on the roadways getting into your forecast this early morning with all that rainfall that's been going on the ground. And so it may look nice to want to splash in it and jump around like we used to do in California, but no. There could be some black ice out there, and that could cause you to slip and fall and hurt yourself. So we don't want that to happen at all for anybody, not even the kids as well going to school. So kids should know that as they're going to school today. That could also be an issue. The teachers should let them know about that too. Holding on to the current temperatures, holding on to your forecast there as well. As I can see more 30s as I mentioned before, but holding on to it as we go all the way through the 7 o'clock hour. You have the snowfall possibilities for Eau Claire, still holding on to a little bit of snow finishing out by the 9 o'clock hour. The light snow possibility still not out of the question by the 11 o'clock hour, but drier as you go into the noon hour into 1 o'clock as well. We'll also pick up La Crosse, holding on to the possibility of still that happening with a mix of rain and snow, possibly carrying over all the way to the 9 o'clock hour, going right back into the rain and snow by the 11 o'clock hour, and then done again with that mix to finish out going into the noon hour. Eventually, as you can see across the board, it's going to be similar conditions as well. Not much change is going to be about had for that. It's like a 100% chance of that happening and then kind of pushing out of the region. Eventually, Eau Claire will follow suit as well, as a 60% chance down to a 30% chance to kicking out of the region before it's all done. So we get into who's getting what. You can still see some folks getting up a little bit in the form of some shower activity across the region. Everybody's getting a taste of this all across the board down to Prairie du Chien. They're done now. They're drier. You can see they're pretty much drier, holding on all the way up to areas by Lafarge, picking up that possibility. Hillsboro also possibly in that as well. Back up to areas up to the north is getting La Crescent. That's kind of waning right now for you right now, but holding up to areas right by La Crosse, you can still see that coming back again, as well as portions all up to Osseo, as well as portions of Alma Center, and all the way into areas by Warrens, especially there in Toma. Still the possibility of that rainfall and snow mix still in the forecast for you. Guaranteed up there, areas by Eau Claire, you've got that going on there, and then ticking off to the east a little bit more so. Loyal, Neilsville, Augusta, still holding that, as well as Falls Creek, and getting to Thorpe and Stanley as well, Stanley too as well. So as that finishes out, you can see this continue on pushing out of the region gradually. I'm pushing this up faster so you can see it a little bit higher. More of the rain and snow mix up by Red Wing all the way back into Rochester, back up to Minneapolis there. So most of this is kind of kicking around and making another loop coming back again. So this may come back at us as we finish out going towards Mason City. And we saw that yesterday with Mason City with some rainfall kicking back into the forecast. Eventually brought it back to areas by Decorah. Prairie du Chien had a little bit of a mix of rain and snow going into the early morning yesterday. So as we finish out, that kills out by 4 o'clock. We're all done. Drier conditions for everybody, and that's how that all prevails. We'll also see as we go through the next few days, Wednesday's holding on to temperatures in the 40s for you widespread. Eventually, as you get into the rain amounts, 1/4 of an inch or less in the forecast, and snow could be up to 2 inches or less in the forecast, giving way to a better forecast as you go into drier conditions for the next few days, carrying over into milder conditions as we go into Friday, and then we'll see that mild continue all the way through the weekend, possibly getting temperatures back in the low 50s in the forecast. We may warm up about 10 degrees in the forecast. Get out and enjoy that.